How to talk so children understand by investing 2 minutes before you speak. This video's content is truly inspired by this book, How to Talk So Kids Can Learn by Adele, Faber and Elaine Mazlish. We are all human. There are times when we feel extremely happy, positive and excited, and times when we feel like we are lost in a deep dark hole, wondering what's going on in our lives, why things just don't seem to go right. And we get frustrated easily and release those negative feelings onto those around us. Let's talk about the real deal here. We always want our children to listen to us, follow our instructions, and make sure they don't be mischievous or do something bad, even when we are busy with our duties, like working from home. With all that being said, it's hard to get them to listen sometimes, isn't it? Especially when there's so many tasks on hand, whether it is the work or household chores. So, we often skip the explanation and just stop them from doing anything we deem wrong. That's horrible! Or resort to hand them miracle gadgets to bury their restlessness. Well, children feel the same way too. What they need is actually attention and affection from you. Because they are children, they have yet to develop strong emotional regulation and emotional resilience, which means that they don't have the ability to control their own emotions, thoughts, and behaviors just yet. But wait, what are these? Emotional regulation is the ability to identify own emotions and those of others, whether they know that they are feeling sad or angry, upset or anxious, and expressing these feelings and thoughts to the people around them, like to their family members, friends, or loved ones, and at the end, to return to a calm state of mind. On the other hand, emotional resilience is the ability to adapt to stressful situations and flexibility to resume a state of well-being. It basically means bouncing back from the negative experiences, just like when a sibling snatches their toy, work crisis like COVID-19, a bully in school, or even dealing with a divorce. Resilience is more than surviving a difficult experience and return as the same person. But a change in potential growth is likely to occur through the struggle of such adversity. They say resilience is inbuilt, but is also built over time. It is part of growth. A video I found on YouTube called Brain Resilience gives a brief idea on resilience, how it works, and how to become better at it. They made it super simple and easy to understand, where they picture a balanced scale with a fulcrum in the middle. Highly recommend you to watch, or even with a child. You will understand more about yourself and your emotions. Children poor in emotional development in general lack some security and love, and are very likely to fall into aggression, depression, antisocial behavior, or seek outside source for happiness. But we can stop that. We can help prevent that from happening. To help anyone, we must first understand their perspectives. Let's put on a different pair of glasses. In this story, I'm So Mad by Mercer Mayer shows a child doing everything, playing with sister's dollhouse, hiding behind the clean sheets, watering the garden at home, but was stopped by all his family members. None of them, the mother, father, or grandparents, invested the time to explain or to talk to the child to make him understand. One example in the story was when the child drew on the wall and the grandfather stopped him immediately. Due to all the frustrations, he ran away from home. Now, what if the grandfather invested just 2 minutes before speaking to the child? He stops what he's doing, calm himself, and go near to him. I know how much you want to draw. Drawing on papers is completely fine and fun. Well, drawing on places that are not meant for drawing, like the wall, isn't what we should do. Where do you think you can draw next time? When a child feels that their feelings are being acknowledged and accepted, they feel that a person understands them. By prompting or explaining to them, the child becomes aware of what is right and what isn't. Instead of telling them what to do, ask them how to do it. Questions like where and how helps direct your child to solve the problems themselves. When we stop them without explanations, they can get frustrated. What's wrong with doing that? You're not letting me do what I want. Now, if you find children extremely hard to understand, we think and feel the same way too. Let's put ourselves in real life situations where we were told to do things without receiving proper explanation or guidelines. Say for a project, when we assume we did just the way our bosses want us to, and we were proud with our work. But in the end, our boss discards all of our ideas and accuses us for doing a bad job. Now, how does this sound to you if your boss responded this way instead? I understand you came up with your own ideas and put a lot of effort. The ideas we're looking at are, how do you think you can do it? Or say you went out to get groceries for your family, but in return you got scolded because of the less fresh vegetables you had brought back. Would you feel better if your partner says, I know you made an effort in helping with the groceries. Thank you for helping. While the vegetables didn't look as fresh as we have hoped. Do you think we can perhaps? Questions or suggestions. When they acknowledge and see that we made efforts, explain to us their expectations or ideas, and communicate with us this way instead of yelling and scolding, they help us draw ourselves to solve a problem in a much positive way. Now, as dreamy as it sounds, reality isn't quite like this, and we all know that. Many times, the world don't treat us the same way. This doesn't mean we should treat our children as is, or see it as a training for them before the real world hits them. By putting in just an extra 2 minutes, we are helping our children identify their feelings, realizing the reasons to the non-accepted behaviors, and the how to solve the problems themselves. Being said that, before you start this method, make sure of one thing, that both you and your child are calm. Humans tend to shut their doors when they are moody, and no one likes listening to advice when they are truly upset. I hope this video helps you. Take care, stay safe. We are so focused on managing our children's tantrums, but really, all they need is to be heard, accepted, and cared for.